Hello, welcome back to Chasing Fi. It has been a while since I've posted, and that is because I have been very busy preparing for what I think is probably already a recession. But if it's not, I have been preparing for impending recession, which I think will be on its way later, if not already here. So, what have I been doing? The first thing that I've been doing is revamping my author business. When we started buying rentals back east, I kind of abandoned my writing a little bit. I was really absorbed with finding these rentals because we were researching different towns and things like that. And we were doing all these virtual walkthroughs and stuff like that. So I kind of put it on the back burner. But at the end of the day, that is something that I love. And I'm so proud to have published books and to have been able to make a decent amount from them. But when you neglect something, your income stream will dry up. And that's exactly what happened. At this point, I am only making a few $100s a month from my books, which is a huge, huge decline over making, $3,000, $4,000 a month last year. So this decline probably started around, I don't know, probably February or so. No big deal though. All you got to do is get back on the horse and get moving. So that's what I've been doing. I've been revamping my author business. I am putting the finishing touches on the seventh book in my mystery series and also finishing up the second book in my romance series. So that is one thing that I've been doing, preparing another stream of income that I have been kind of neglecting. I want to make sure that that stream of income is strong and robust so that if we move into a recession, once again, I just have funds coming from different places. And I felt like I know that that stream is one that I'm not making as much as I could be from it because I haven't paid it as much attention. So I'm investing time and effort into my writing. The good news on the rental front is that one of the rentals in Ohio is rented. We ended up getting $11.50 for it, which is great because initially when we were buying it, we were told by the first property management company that we were working with that we could probably get about 950. So as you know, we had to switch because the the first property management company was very sketchy. Well, I'm so glad that we switched, not just because the second company that we've gone with, the new one, they are very efficient and also they seem to just know more about the market there. They are fantastic about getting back to us, all that good stuff, and we're getting $200 more than what the previous property management company said that we could get. Second house is they're finishing up carpeting there upstairs in the second house, and that should be on the market soon. There have been some delays with supply chain issues and all that stuff, but we're looking forward to getting that one on the market too because that should be around 1150, maybe even a little bit more. So great news. So another stream of income that will help us whether we're moving into recession or not. But definitely if we're moving into a recession, that's, people have to live somewhere. So rental income should continue and it'll be nice to have that. The third thing that I am doing to prepare for the impending recession is leveling up in terms of my job. As I mentioned a while back, I got a new job and this is pretty sweet. Basically, I'll be making about $46 an hour, which is awesome. But in addition to that, I'll only be working about 8 hours a week. So this is a huge jump over the part-time job that I have been working. It's just kind of mind-boggling because this job that I'm taking now requires less of me than the job that I have been working the past couple of years, the part-time job. So I'm really excited about that. It means I'll be working 8 hours. I'm going to let the other part-time job go because it's 28 hours a week and it just doesn't pay enough. It's not worth my time anymore. So I'm going to let that go. Instead, I'll work 8 hours a week and I'll make about twice as much as what I was making at 28 hours a week. Well, actually, more like closer to 3 times as much. So this is great, right? I'm super excited about that. And it will only be taking up 8 hours, which means that I'll have more time for my writing. And that's where I really want to focus. So that's another thing that I'm doing. And of course, the fourth thing is our garden. We are working very hard on it. We live in a desert, but so far things have been pretty good. We lost a few plants early on, and it wasn't looking like we were going to have a very good year. But right now, we're getting zucchini and squash, tomatoes, kale, peppers, and potatoes. So this is pretty cool. We also will be planting a fall crop this year, which is something that we usually don't do. What we have done in the past is we just plant everything in the spring, but some of these crops do much better in fall. So we'll be planting some of, like beets and radishes and things like that that can stand the colder weather. We will be planting those like around the end of August or so. And Brussels sprouts. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. So we'll be doing that. We are really going to work on getting as much food as possible from our garden because food prices, everything prices, are way up. And we also will just be experimenting. Like, for example, I will be using my zucchini because if you've ever grown zucchini, I'm sure that you know that it is like, it just gets crazy. But one of the things that I will be using my zucchini for is I'm going to use it, substituting it as potatoes in several different dishes because A, the zucchini is going to be healthier than the potatoes, and B, I have it. And while potatoes aren't super expensive, still, if I can keep a few dollars in my pocket, I'm going to do that. So we'll be using the zucchini for some of our dishes that we usually would put potatoes in. And the fifth thing that I have been doing to prepare for a recession and to combat inflation is really watching my budget. Now, I'm not generally someone who has like their spreadsheet up and, they're, counting every penny every day. But one thing that I have been doing is I've really been paying attention to what we are spending every single day. Why? Because we actually were starting to spend a lot again, which is something that we had worked on when we were paying off the mortgage, but we've kind of slipped back into, like, hey, let's dine out even though we have food here. Or, hey, you know what? Let's just get some ice cream, or let's get some Guinness. Let's do this, let's do that. And all of these things cost a lot more than they used to. And to be honest, we do. We splurge a little bit more than we probably should. So I've got a spreadsheet and I'm just tracking money in, money out. Every day my books bring in money, so I have that set up. So I know every day I'm marking how much I'm bringing in from the books. My husband, he gets paid, twice a month. And then my part-time job pays twice a month as well. So every time we get a payment, I just plug it into the spreadsheet. And then I'm also monitoring what's going out. And by doing that, I can see that, like we pay our credit card off in full every month. But because we do that, we might maybe take a little bit of advantage of it because we spend too much. Like some things we just don't need and we're buying them anyway. So keeping a detailed budget where we're looking at the money every day really calls that to our attention, and we have started to curb it a little bit. In fact, my husband, he took the credit card out of his wallet and we just put it on a shelf, and we're like, we will grab this and use it when we need it. If we don't need it, we're not going to be just out spending. So that's made a big difference already. Like just not having that card willy-nilly when you're out and about makes a huge difference. So those are some of the things that we're doing to prepare for the recession and to combat the inflation. I'm feeling really good about where we are right now because we have several streams of income. We've got my husband's full-time job. We've got my part-time job, and the job I'll be starting in August is like super part-time, but makes a lot more money than what I've been bringing in from the current part-time job. We also have my books, which now that I'm putting energy into them, I have opened up a Shopify store of my own, which means I get to keep more of the royalties for myself. And also, I am working on writing faster, smoothing out my craft a little bit, and connecting with my newsletter subscribers. So that's a stream of income that it's already growing again like it was last year. So I'm excited about that. And basically we're on the lookout for any streams of income that we can incorporate. Affiliate income, I've got a little bit of that coming in now, and our rental income. So that's what we are doing to prepare for the recession and deal with inflation. What are you doing? Let me know in the comments. All right, I'll see you in the next one.